Back again to the Mars Dota 2 League. We're taking a look at the CIS qualifiers. It's the semis, ladies and gents, and it is Team FlyToMoon versus Vega Squadron. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by the wonderful Tsunami Neo, my man. They just played a best of one a little while ago. FlyToMoon won that, and then they went on to win the entire Epicenter best of one qualifiers. So they're going to Moscow, or wherever the hell Epicenter is taking place this year. And Vega Squadron looking to get a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, this is not no-name 5-stack FlyToMoon. This is major qualified FlyToMoon in contention for theoretical DPC points. So, if I know the FlyToMoon players, namely Iceberg, they are very momentum-based. They are kind of, Dota's an emotional game, and if you are feeling yourself as a mid laner, oftentimes you will feed off that energy and play even better and better. So they already beat a Vega Squadron in a best of one just a few hours ago, and then they beat Kingwin, and now here it's a BO3, so we'll see. This is a more concrete test. Like, anyone can win a BO1. I won my way through a Battle Cup just like 14 hours ago or whatever, and those are all BO1s. Who knows what people are capable of, but this is a BO3. It's a longer test of endurance, and we'll see if FlyToMoon can pull off a major winning performance.
Yeah. A little bit of a change-up as far as the drafts from what we saw the last time these two teams played against each other. So it was still FlyToMoon banning out the Tiny and the Omni, but they also banned out the Witch Doctor instead of the Chen, but Witch Doctor was obviously banned out by Vega Squadron first. Vega also switched up their bans. They had Gyrocopter, Chen, and Bounty that they banned out. So the main difference is that Willow has decided to be banned out this time, and Vega Squadron are going to be taking the Bounty instead of giving the Dark Willow away to FlyToMoon. So that's the big change-up, is that Vega have Bounty, and they don't have a Dark Willow to play with right now for FlyToMoon.
Yeah, in the previous group stage section of this qualifier, FlyToMoon had been pretty consistently going to Gyro and Dark Willow as their first phase picks, and Rubik is usually their second pick. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it here. It's obviously a pretty exceptional hero against Bounty Hunter. Perhaps leading off a bit too squishy, but these days it seems like teams aren't too concerned with that. But no, instead they'll be going for a different fight position with Disruptor.
Interesting. That one hasn't actually been touched in the series that they had earlier today, mainly because I think you're talking about is a Rubik and Dark Willow first round phase picks. The other one to think about is maybe going to be that Viper, something that Vega really have gone to a lot and they seem to like.
5 seconds remaining.
Viper. I think right now you're concerned about Enchantress because Enchantress is picked in that BO1. Granted, it was an Enchantress with kind of a, I don't want to say a meme draft, but it was an unconventional draft. Like, they had FlyToMoon beat Vega Squadron with like a Chaos Knight, a Broodmother second to last pick, and an Enchantress, and then I don't remember the support heroes, but the Enchantress got a lot of free time, and Vega Squadron went for like a Lycan to deal with her, which is one of the semi-common solutions. It's kind of like a weird give and take between Lycan and Enchantress, because like, oh, she can take your summons like a Necrobook or whatever,
right,
but at the same time you're right on top of her, and Enchantress hates that. So I think it comes down to player skill and team coordination whenever you want to pick that, but Vega Squadron go with a more conservative option. Death Prophet does not need to right-click. In fact, she's probably the least right-clicky mid out there. So all you need to do is siphon, let your ghost do the work, and finish it off with a Crypt Swarm. And plus, if you can't get in range, then the silence makes Enchantress incapable of throwing out impetuses, so it's a pretty solid pick.
Yeah, I like that. A nice way to deal with it. You can obviously have the ghost burst through it too. It's good stuff all around. I think the one thing that I'm maybe a little bit concerned about is sort of a lack of solid initiation right now from Vega Squadron. That can obviously be solved later in the draft, but you have a 4 Bounty Hunter most likely. Your mid doesn't really have that much either, so it kind of puts a lot of pressure, I feel like, on your off-lane hero. But that's, of course, something, maybe they end up getting a Sand King in the second phase that can solve that problem. Abba's going to be banned out first for FlyToMoon, and now they're going to take out the SF. I'd be pretty surprised if Brood is not at least identified as a potential problem here. Both teams play it, So could be something that we see banned out now by Vega, since FlyToMoon have the first pick in the
10 seconds
second
remaining.
phase. Or though, then again, you could sort of like see if it comes around. Neither team
5
deals with it
seconds
particularly well so
remaining.
far, I think.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vega would be
Dire team
more
ban.
likely. So it basically just comes down to their confidence against it. Because I watched the Epicenter game, and the Broodmother did obviously well in lane, but I wouldn't say it was like a total game changer. And so if Vega Squadron perhaps drafted a little bit differently, they probably would have been able to deal with the Broodmother just fine. And so if FlyToMoon want to go for
10
it
seconds
in the
remaining.
second phase,
Radiant
then
team
I think
pick.
Vega Squadron are content banning it out. If Vega, I mean, countering it out, but if Vega Squadron want to ban it, they may save it for the third phase because FlyToMoon does have 10th and final pick, which is usually the most dangerous spot for a Broodmother to slip through.
Okay. Yeah, and they're gonna instead identify the Lycan as a problem. Batrider also
Dire
banned, and
team
the
pick.
SF, and lo and behold, Mr. Tree and Protector, the revitalization of the position 5 tree. I've been liking it. It's been pretty cool. Actually, I think this is gonna be a 4. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, previously Vega Squadron had played it as 4, and we saw, I want to say,
10
Zayak
seconds remaining.
basically just like constantly placing iron branches to give himself more
5 seconds
guys time to get a root off in kind of weird positions, but yeah, we'll see. With a disruptor on the field already, I imagine it's going to be more of a 4-position Treant Protector.
Yeah, which would be cool. So Tree Enchantress is a possible dual offlane. I like that. I like the look of that. We'll see what they decide to stick as their carry there as well. Now Vega Squadron need to come up with an
Radiant
answer for
team
this. They're going to
I
take
mean, Lifestealer isn't banned out. You get some push. Good hero to burn through living armor whenever it's on towers.
Yeah, this is a lot of push coming from Vega Squadron. Bounty Hunter to be that extra little bit of vision. They still do
10
need kind of that like
remaining.
initiation. They've got solid counter initiation. Like Ice Path is amazing to
5
follow
seconds
something up with.
remaining.
But we'll have to wait and see what they want to go for next. FlyToMoon, what do you think they need? They got a ton of team fight.
Yeah, they do. And SF has already been banned out, otherwise that would be a pretty solid option for Iceberg. In their Kingwin game, who did FlyToMoon play? Or who did Iceberg play specifically? Let me see. Because I think consistently Iceberg has been like the
He played DP.
make or break factor for FlyToMoon. Whenever I see them doing well, it's almost certainly because Iceberg is doing very well, and whenever I see them kind of falling off, it's sometimes because Iceberg maybe gets a little bit too overexcited and overplays his hand, or sometimes he just gets shut down too hard. Pick a Phantom Lancer. So that kind of takes my Lifestealer idea off the menu. They still need a hero to deal with this Enchantress, though.
Yeah, and I mean a lot of different ways that you can potentially deal with it. I mean, because
10
there's one which
seconds
is like the
remaining.
creeps that are running at you, but then the other is like obviously the ability to
5
just like
seconds
burst through her.
remaining.
I think DP in some ways does okay with that as long as you can get that initiation off. I'm digging a Sand King, man. I want to see a Sand King.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that.
Does well against
think-
PL too.
And maybe a DK core. I know Vega Squadron has pretty consistently gone to the DK whenever like they're, I wouldn't say out of ideas, but like there aren't many situations where you're like, DK is not a good pick here. And so if it goes for like something like an early Mjolnir, I think that could be incredibly valuable, dealing with Phantom Lancer. And then maybe not like the best way to kill Enchantress, but a great way to stall Enchantress, and yeah, they go for it.
Taking it there, maybe more concerned about not having another hero that can do what that hero does. The other ones would be like Razor or something, which kind of sucks to take against
Yeah.
PL.
Exactly.
Team ban.
Oh, there's going to be the Underlord.
I'd say like I kind of put Razor, Viper, and DK all in like the same box,
Yeah.
and I guess in this situation you want to go for the hero with the best AOE, and in that case DK is the most superior option because Plasma Field and Eye of the Storm, yes, technically they're AOE, but they lose relevance later
5
on
seconds
a lot
remaining.
more than Breathe Fire does, because Breathe Fire has that damage reduction component, which is incredibly valuable.
Dire team pick.
And there you go. There's the the third phase Broodmother ban because FlyToMoon has 10th pick.
Yep. Easy peasy. Take that cheese out of there. Now, last pick. Where are they going to go with it? I still think Sand King is super solid. They're going to go with the Brewmaster.
Close.
I don't know. I think this puts a lot of pressure on Mr. DK to make the initiation happen, but we'll see if it ends up working out for them. It's amazing team fight.
I mean, Brewmaster is still pretty solid in initiation. It's not like they have any instant hexes or anything. Really, the most concerning thing for a Brewmaster this game is just dealing with Static Storm. Aside from that, I don't really see very many ways that he's not going to be able to get off splits, and the Storm Panda Dispel Magic is pretty solid against Phantom Lancer since it basically insta-gives all of his illusions, allowing you to identify the primary one very quickly.
Whoa!
And Iceberg Lena.
That is a very different hero than I was expecting to see. I don't know if I like that much.
Why not?
Because I think that they're just going to be able to find him and get on top of him. I don't know. I think whenever you take a squishy mid like that, like Alina, like she's going to have a Yule Scepter to set up for ganks and stuff like that. But I remember the Iceberg Quap, I want to say it was, who just got like destroyed in one of the games that we watched, because you run into these heroes that I think like there's no super solid like instant initiation except for DK,
Yeah.
but still, like if the DK finds her, she's probably dead.
It's true. And Lena doesn't really have very many good targets to insta-gib. DK's generally too tanky. Brewmaster, if you just give him just a sliver of health, then he's going to be able to split, and Lena is not a hero that can deal with Primal Split at all, really. At least not until like 40-50 minutes whenever she has like a bunch of Fiery Soul Stacks and Bloodthorn or something like that. Which, you know, maybe they wanted to pick a Bloodthorn builder or something. Maybe they wanted... because, like, most of the context that I see Lena picked is what I mentioned, Burst. You're like, okay, there's some squishy target like a Sniper, or some other squishy carry that's susceptible to magic damage like a Phantom Assassin or something, and I just want to eliminate them from the fight. Lena's not going to have that option this game, but if you want a flexible half magic damage, half physical damage that can build like a variety of items, then Lena's probably one of the best outside of Queen of Pain, which you mentioned, which wasn't actually banned out this game, so maybe that would have been a little bit different option, but maybe Iceberg just prefers the mid lane matchup of Lena versus the Death Prophet compared to the Queen of Pain.
Yeah, and I guess the other thing is it's a hero that pushes out the waves really, really well. And since they had the fourth pick DK after the PL, FlyToMoon needed a hero that was able to push those creep waves well and then had a good matchup. So we'll see how it ends up working out. Certainly not over by any means. And I think that both teams have a fairly... I don't want to say straightforward, but they have clear ways that they want to win the game. Get PL fat, or Vega Squadron, make sure PL doesn't get fat. And take down all those towers. So
yeah, take down the towers is what I would have gone for.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, you know, that back and forth, take down the towers before DK or PL gets fat.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. Your thoughts, final things on the draft? Anything you'd want to see? I think we have a pause.
Always, whenever there's a bounty hunter on the field, my question is, what lane is he most interested in? Ideally, it would be the Enchantress lane, and that is very... It's kind of like either things go exceptionally well for bounty hunter, or you waste all of your time. So if Vega Squadron are feeling confident in this bounty hunter pick, then they'll spend Zayat with a lot of time in the Enchantress lane. But if they're not confident, then they'll have Zayat spend a lot of time with Lena, because Lena, it'll be like pretty predictable. You are just going to bother Lena a lot, and maybe you get a kill, but maybe you don't, and maybe you just kind of bother, like zone her out just a little bit. But Enchantress would be the #1 priority if possible.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes. Still waiting for Mr. Always Wanna Fly to get back into the game. Apparently
He's celebrating from his major qualification,
possibly.
probably.
Who knows? Needs
Switching internet?
Yeah. I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh, well, maybe that had something to do with the fact... Wait, no. I don't think so. Because all the Epicenter qualifiers were played on, like, Luxembourg servers, I want to say. And I actually don't know what region CIS teams play their qualifiers on.
I feel like it's usually Luxembourg. I could be
That's
wrong
what I
with
would have
that.
thought. Well, then never mind. It probably didn't have anything to do with that. But whatever the case, he's back.
He is back, and we are ready to get into this game as soon as Iceberg selects his character. Come on now. Let's do it. There's the Lena. There's nobody left to take.
10 seconds
But yeah,
remaining.
best of 3 here. This is, of course, to see who goes on to play in the finals. There is
5
one more
seconds
best of
remaining.
3 that's going to take place after this one, and that one is going to be Team Spirit versus Gambit. Gambit able to take the 2-0 win a little bit earlier today over SMSM.
Oh man, Slozny Memas is
Yeah,
out?
They're out. They're out.
Damn.
Stick a fork in them. They're done.
I thought it was going to be the rise of the CIS Open qualifiers. FlyToMoon taking Epicenter, Sloppy Memes taking MDL.
I mean, it's a possibility. Actually, it's not a possibility anymore. You could still have FlyToMoon.
Well,
move on.
FlyToMoon is Open qualifier, so it's
Yeah.
still technically a possibility.
That's true. Very, very true.
I had a lot of stuff. Think of all the F10K bets that were demolished by Slozny Memas.
I know. They're really carrying the community on their back right there. Well, take a look at these lanes as they move out. Tree and Enchantress will be looking to head out
Prepare
together
for
as
battle.
well. And then I guess that's going to be matched up against DK solo, or are they gonna? Not gonna sack him, are they? They might.
Usually, whenever they pick DK, they're like, "All right, Palantimos, we need to worry about other lanes, so sucks to be you."
And I think that this is a lane where you're fairly capable of getting stuff done against the Lena for the bounty hunter.
Right.
At least causing some issues.
On the flip side, this is probably one of the hardest lanes for a DK to have to deal with. We'll see if Enchantress goes for something like an Orb of Venom. She already has a Blightstone, and that is already difficult for a DK to deal with who is so heavily reliant on armor to contribute for his survivability.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if you see Bounty Hunter kind of spend
30
most of his time on the
seconds to
top
go.
half of the map as opposed to the bottom half of the map.
Okay. He's going to drop down one of these wards, most likely right here. Try and get some vision there of the courier. Or
Oh, so he's not going to
gonna
place it on
back-
high ground like that one time that we saw?
That was pretty nifty. I like
That was pretty... I mean,
It didn't
nifty's
work.
yeah, that's a generous way to put it.
It was cool, though. Can't
Yeah.
hate on that.
I mean, I've seen a lot of cool wards, but cool and effective are two wildly different things.
So they're going to try and bully
battle
one
begins.
out
This Invis
here.
is gonna
Vega.
time out.
They are going to be able to steal that
They
one
got it.
away. Easy peasy. Now always want to fly. In some trouble as he's already slowed down a little bit. The kinetic field is down, but Blizzy's just going to walk
Clap
around
him.
it. They find a clap and always want to fly. Gonna die. First blood drawn by Blizzy.
Nice.
It looks like they're not going to opt to pull that creep wave back behind the tower. Instead, they want to go and contest for it straight up. So won't be able to deny out a ton, but we'll be fighting it out in this area.
And Courier's getting very clearly delivered mid.
Yep.
And we see Zayax. No, he's waiting. He hasn't placed the ward yet.
Yep.
And he hasn't seen it path down. So he's expecting it to be camping up here. I think he should just stick around here
But
now.
he sees it.
Unless-
He sees it now. He sees it
Oh,
now.
okay.
Oh, he passed
But
by it.
he does not care. Oh, he's gonna eat his way through.
Oh, he thinks about it. Oh, easy.
One,
Easy,
two.
easy. Got it.
Nice,
Has been
nice.
killed.
Well
Really
played.
well played. And now Lena maybe in a little bit of trouble. She does have a ward down, so they see this, but can't really do much about the pressure that's coming in from this bounty. Hard to deal with.
Yeah, you only have one siphon charge at level 1, so Undershot figures it's better to get CS.
Well, a courier snipe at the start, zoning back the Lena. It looks like the other lanes are kind of going pretty well already for Vega. FlyToMoon looking to try and make up for it in this top lane. Iceberg's just taking a punch.
Yeah, so this is what you don't want to happen as an Enchantress. You don't want to, like, so you know how it's so frequently common as mid lanes getting rotated on.
This should be a
again.
kill here. Iceberg has managed to find the stun. He still has that, well, salve available, but right by the skin of his teeth there. Able to get away, and the heal coming in from that tree at the right moment as well.
Yeah, so typically you've been seeing these offlaners drag creep waves and bot lane.
Feeling under the weather.
Always
Got
want to
that
fly.
kill. He's also battling it out now, but needs to back up. Slayer still taking some damage. He does manage to hit there with the dual breath. It's not going to be enough to bring down the disruptor, but Blizzy just going to try and run it silent as well.
I'm curious the disruptor's spending time here in the bot lane is now again mid, getting rotated on hasted bounty hunter, but he gets out.
So
I guess he just really, like, he's okay with DK being consistently zoned, which he's not really getting zoned. So this is what I was getting at originally. You will see so many offlaners like just steal the creep wave and farm it in their own convenience because they don't want to have to deal with the pressure of like the enemy laners, and that's what Palantimos is okay doing. He's okay basically stealing the Radiant creep wave as a safe laner because he's got Stout Shield, he's got Dragon's Blood, he's got bonus armor under the tower. He really does not care about farming under the tower.
Yeah. And saving his mana as well. He can breathe fire if he needs to reduce the damage coming in.
Right.
We are seeing, though, they're kind of getting outlaned right now. Across the board, Iceberg is going to get hit here. They've got the heal coming through. It's not going to be enough, though. They find the kill onto Lina, and it looks like the bounty is also going to be able to escape. So a rough go of it so far for FlyToMoon.
Yeah, I always want to fly TPs over here, but does not have money for a sentry ward. You see it in his quick buy. He desperately wants it, and he needs it.
Yeah.
CIS has nothing better to do than just stick around in the mid lane all day long.
Okay. So, in spite of that, laning's still going fairly well for the Radiant team. Right now, PL is sitting on top. It's relatively even with Blizzy. We're seeing a little bit of a lead into Vega Squadron's favor, mainly just because of those kills. P gonna come back into this one now.
That's when you ask me a question.
Oh yeah? What's the question there?
I don't know. Usually you give me a general scenario and then you propose a hypothetical for me.
I mean, I don't know. We're sticking around here. What do you think of that ward behind the tower?
I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
I mean, your courier snipe worked once, why not work twice? You know that this mid laner needs some deliveries.
Yeah. Well, he did just come back to life, so that's a little
True.
something.
True. He's also broke as hell.
Yeah. Looks like Jakiro's going to wrap around here as well with the Bounty Hunter, and they're going to run after No Fear. FlyToMoon gives himself a little bit of healing, pops the Fairy Fire to no avail. Will die, and Vega is continuing to just kind of dominate this early game.
Wonder what Lina's gonna build this game. This would be an excellent Shadow Blade game if you didn't have to deal with a Bounty Hunter, and so that kind of goes up the menu as Silent getting pressured, but he can doppel.
Just keeps on getting the pressure there. The dual breath again, burning him down. Not low enough that he's going to die, but he's forced to TP all the way back home on the safe lane. Now they're trying to go onto this TP, but be a little bit careful. They are able to hit the light strike rate, but the DD on Bounty is going to be enough to find that kill. This one of Fly needs to be careful too. They're thinking about going back in again. Zayat is out of his damn mind. Pops his Fairy Fire, trying to live, and he goes. Not his, but still able to live.
It's called knowing your limits. He had a like pretty solid, what, 5 sticks charges or something like that?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
We're beginning to see the problems that are existing with this Lina here in the mid lane. How concerned are you right now if you're FlyToMoon?
I'm fairly concerned mainly because Silent isn't getting a whole hell of a lot in the bot lane either. If you're having your mid lane heavily pressured, that usually means that at least your safe lane is having a pretty free farm time, but Blizzy is topping the CS charts by a pretty healthy margin. He has 10 more last hits than this Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, and they were keeping the other heroes here for a long time, which meant that he's not even all that leveled up, not even level 4 yet.
Right.
Through half to level 5. They're going to try and push Silent again. No fear. He's going to throw out a root.
They're just going to go on this.
Yeah. He revealed himself and now is in a world of hurt. They burned through the stacks. Blizzy also ending up against Silent, trying to bring him low. Always want to fly his here as well. They decide to turn. They are going to pop it in just a second. The clap as well. The follow. Silent is going to fall, but they end up losing the Brewmaster. Always want to fly. They rotate in No Fear. And they will be able to back out of there, although Zayat just going in. They take him down. A double kill for Slayer. Jakiro starting to get fat trading over the creep aggro. No Fear also in trouble. They got the dual breath. If they want to go in further, they can. No Fear trying to get healed back up. It looks like he will with that. And with the Enchantress rotation, Vega might have finally gone a bit too far, although still, they're not quite getting the kill onto Slayer. One more hit here from the Lance. It's not going to be enough. They can't find that Jakiro. Everybody just gets out.
Even if Jakiro died, I would have been okay with that because it means that Enchantress had to rotate, and that's the most important thing. Because now DK gets a whole bunch of time, and he has Dragon Form up, so I wouldn't be surprised if he uses it right now to start chipping down at this tier 1 tower.
Enchantress did take away the catapult, at least from him earlier.
Yeah.
So won't have that with the wave. But
she can't re-enchant it, so
Yeah.
at least that's out of commission.
It's going to try and pull the creep wave, probably. Although it's not being microed right now. And, well, ends up stunning it
He's
to
just
make
keeping
sure
it
to
out
get
of the tower radius right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it now. Which has bought a lot of time. Non-Grata came back.
Radiant's top tower is under
But
attack.
now Glyph has been spent and Exorcism has not been used at all yet, and so now Undershock is like, oh, I can push. We've been seeing this DK plus Death Prophet combination fairly frequently from Vega Squadron, and they usually use the ultimates kind of staggered. But
Silent.
Pontimos has gone to the bot lane and they get juked.
Able to find out which one is the real one, though, and now they're trying to chase him down. They won't be able to kill it off, obviously. He'll live in there. So it looks like this dragon form is going to be somewhat wasted. Iceberg making the rotation, though. A big light strike array hits onto two of them. Do they have enough to find these kills? Pontimos walking away, still living here. They do find that kinetic field to keep them in place, and that is going to be a kill onto the Dragon Knight. Now they pull back in the Brewmaster. Maybe a bit of a turn here as they end up losing several. And Blizzy likely to fall. Right clicks coming through, just barely walking away. 15 HP, actually. He hits the light strike away onto one, but not the second. And Iceberg now trying to run. They do have another Shuriken out. They didn't quite connect with the
it's
dual
just
breath,
level
though.
1. Yeah.
While that all happens, Undershock pushes mid and takes down that tower to 300 HP.
The Vega Squadron needs to
Wait a
put
minute.
some raindrops.
In the jungle, Iceberg. Ooh, he's so close, almost going down. All right, well, they end up getting the
He has dust.
dust onto him as well, but they miss
Oh, they
out.
don't see it. Wow, it's even in daytime vision.
He needs to hide. Dust is going to wear off shortly. I think that he has enough time here to get out. No light strike array. Dust wears off now.
Ooh. Oh. He gets out.
Good
Hopefully.
juke. And might even get the courier, actually. He saw that the courier was there. They're going to send it back the other direction.
Oh,
Now
the
they
scan. They just scanned it. But dust is on cooldown.
Wait a minute. He's waiting for it. He knows it's coming. Zayat.
Dude, and he already carved out these trees. LSA carved out these trees for him.
Yes. Oh, Vega Squadron.
Dude, I don't think he would have been able to get that if LSA didn't break these trees.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Very, very close. And things going real bad for FlyToMoon now. 3 to 10. They're also going to punish Silent here, although Iceberg is shown back up again. They don't have level 6 on Brew, and that means Blizzy is going to fall. Big kill.
No one in Vega Squadron has bought raindrops yet, and I find that kind of peculiar, because this is the stage that Lina is very powerful, assuming that the item raindrop does not exist. And it absolutely does, and that makes a level 6, level 7, level 8 Lina very useless, because she cannot get solo picks if one of her spells is basically completely cancelled out. As on the top lane, Siphon.
God, Undershock, be careful though, because with the tree here, they could think about turning this. They don't really have all that much damage. Well, with the DK showing up, they might be able to. It is so hard to hit this freaking hero. But Spirit Siphon, almost enough to heal, and now they have another
One more
Crypt
Crypt
Swarm
Swarm.
that should do it.
Time to
So,
leave.
they're finally able to make that happen, and Undershock going
the
to be
glimpse.
glimpsed back in, going to be caught, and Undershock going to be killed. They get the inch kill, but it took a lot.
Yeah, it did take quite a bit. Although they didn't have to spend Exorcism, which ideally they would have liked to, but Exorcism was on cooldown until like the very end. And so, once they had already dived, FlyToMoon was like, well, time to rotate, I guess.
So the push is going to continue here. Blizzy going to try and cut through this creep wave, kill it off ASAP. Now Grata going to take over the siege creep,
Steals the
and
siege
again,
creep.
it is a hard thing to deal with.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, thankfully mid tower went down compliments of a Death Prophet Exorcism, because between Enchantress and Tree and Protector it's very hard to take towers. Now bot lane DK getting stormed up and killed, in top lane Overgrowth.
They're trying to take down this Jakiro. Does look like he is going to fall. Zayat. They pop the dust for him as well, doing a good bit of damage. Silence starting to come online a little bit here. Undershock going to try and see if he can turn things back around. They've already used the stun, but still going to be able to find the kill.
What? How did
Inside
Bounty
the
get the
base.
krill credit?
I think he right-clicked him in the fountain.
And they say Monkey King has good range.
I know. crazy. Still track kill though. Big one.
So, but he died in the fountain. So doesn't Bounty Hunter only get credit for that?
Yeah, it might have been an Orb of Venom tick actually too.
Fuel for my fire.
Yeah, but like regardless, the hero died inside the fountain.
Right.
And so the AoE for the track is only for him, but that's okay.
Yeah.
At least Split is online now. Blizzy has gotten into a lot of fights that I'm sure he would have killed to have Split on. And they can go on Enchantress, but the Jakiro and the Panda cannot do this by themselves.
Right.
Oh, nice. And Palantimos is going for Shadow Blade, which is inevitably going to be a Silver Edge, and that should help mitigate Enchantress's survivability substantially.
Yeah.
The only downside is that now you have two Invis heroes. You have a Bounty Hunter and an Invis DK, but still, you need something to deal with Enchantress.
Yeah, and I think that it is...
Sprites.
They're gonna force out the heal here. It also speaks to me a little bit of like needing to keep this tempo up because like the Silver Edge, they just stick Enchantress in a lane here, and if they can't kill her, like it slows down the momentum so heavily, and they're gonna try and go for the stun now just outside of vision. There's TPs coming in from the lean as well. If she still fully commits that one, yeah, they gotta back out with the rest of these heroes. They bring in No Fear. There's gonna be a kill onto him.
Oh, he's
in
out
a
of range
second.
of the sentry now.
Just outside. Weren't able to get the track onto him, but still taking down a tower, and maybe going to push for a second round of this as well. Undershock going to TP towards mid to try and deal with the pressure that was coming in there.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
And we'll see if
Yeah, I
they
think
can.
they should actually keep moving. They know Lena's TP is down, so at the minimum they should maybe take over this Radiant jungle. But they're all kind of sitting around right now. Slayer does not have any words, so maybe that's part of the reason.
I think Slayer's about to die.
Yeah, that's also a big problem.
Rooted. Now the chase coming. He's just going to try and TP away, but there's going to be the glimpse and overgrowth. Little misplay there, but they still managed to get the kill. Bounty was hoping
Radiant's
for a
middle
courier
tower
pick
is
off.
under
Not going to happen
attack.
this time.
FlyToMoon are still farming up their Phantom Lancer. Looks like it's going to be a Diffusal first build, which is actually a little bit surprising to me, because the way I see it, the later the game goes, the better FlyToMoon are. And so if this game goes like super late, then FlyToMoon really have very little to be concerned about, even against a Bounty Hunter's courier's getting microed.
Oh. Yeah, they're going to send it the long way around. They had a feeling that the bounty was in the area. So, and the courier is actually coming out to Bounty Hunter right now. He needs to be careful. He might end up losing his own courier. They don't
And he
realize
walks into
it.
They can glimpse him.
Yeah, they got this catch.
Static Storm. Okay,
Dust is
Dust.
well used, and he's just going to have to make the most of it. But I think that's a kill that you're willing to take to some extent. There's a lot of people in the area.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they take advantage of it. Static Storm is down. And Palantimos has Dragon Form, but he's farming the jungle right now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures.
Instead they want to
are
defend mid.
Dire's middle tower
I mean, Brew is
under
pushing out
attack.
top lane as well. He can come into this and go for a
Yeah, but I
split.
mean, it should have been the other way
Yes.
around. If, like, Brewmaster should have come mid, and he has to split if there's a team fight. Otherwise, you let the pusher push top.
Initiation, they found
They're doing
Iceberg.
both.
Macro Pyre down on top of it. They don't have an Ice Pet, though, to follow this up. Dual Breath there as well. Everybody backing
See,
out.
that's the problem with sending the DK first. Brewmaster's TP took, like, forever, and so normally a Brewmaster could just split, tornado one target, and then you buy all the time in the world for the DK to finish his TP, but now top tier 1 doesn't get pushed, and I guess they successfully defended the mid tier 1, but less than ideal for spending a Dragon Form. And now he's getting Cycloned.
Careful there. They got him caught. They got Luna Blade trying to take down the DK, and Stick Charges.
Oh.
He's gonna live.
Ah!
Wait, maybe not. They still have. No, they don't
No,
have
he's
any more.
out. He's out.
More mana.
Oh, fine.
Thought he might have been able to find a Dragon Slave there.
Bot lane, Exorcism
for it.
used.
Glimpse
Glimpse?
back in. They could actually maybe take down Nangrata if he steps too far forward. Static Storm is used as well. There's the TP out and a liver.
Oh,
That was a lot used for that DP. They managed to take the tower
Dire's
mid.
middle tower has fallen.
Unfortunately, Vega did use Exorcism, as you said. So
yeah.
this makes things a little bit scarier for what they're going to do next.
Like, the most expendable ultimate that they have is Primal Split. And I don't mean because of cooldown, because Primal Split actually has like a pretty long cooldown, basically the same length as Exorcism. But Brewmaster is a much less important hero than DK and Death Prophet. So if you want to play around an ultimate, you play around Split. But instead, like, Exorcism's being used in one lane, Dragonform's being used in another lane, and Primal Split isn't being used at all. He's hit level 6 like ages ago, and he still has not found a team fight yet, but they're smoking up now.
Yep, they got the Blink Dagger on Brew, which is probably what they were waiting for.
Bounty has been identified.
And they're going to be able to get No Fear here, it looks like. It's a nice pickup for them. And, well, in the meantime, with that Blink Dagger on Brew, feels like they're going to try and see if they can kill off Iceberg here.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's
They have a scan
structures
available
are
if they
fortified.
suspect it.
She's
Radiant's
just saying
top
outside
tower
vision.
is
There's
under
the vision, though,
Dire's bottom tower
and...
is under attack.
Counter smoke from
Down
Radiant.
clap. There it comes. It's already out. Iceberg in trouble. Going to get ran at. They can lift up the other. That's a initiation over on the side as they're trying to bring down Iceberg. They're burning through those extra little stacks there from the tree armor and still getting ran down, but not dead as of yet. They do finally kill off Iceberg.
Blink.
On the other side, they end up losing Undershock. So a little bit sketchy there. They get out with the Brew, but it's just a trade of the mid laners for that Blink reveal.
Yeah, and Phantom Lancer gets the kill on the Death Prophet, whereas Brewmaster gets the kill on the Lina, and so Phantom Lancer benefits a lot more from a core kill, especially with the whole new net worth kill bounty business, but yeah. And they still have not taken this tier 1 top.
Yeah.
It's so hard against Train Protector. These towers will always be at full HP. But that's why Vega Squadron need to just move as a unit. Like, if you have Exorcism and you have Dragon's Form going, then it's very difficult for FlyToMoon to challenge into that.
For sure. Well, Zayat's still just trying to maintain this vision. They got a good ward down here bottom to scout out this position and see if there's anybody coming into the lane to try and defend. But need to keep the lanes pushed out to get that group together once their ultimates are off cooldown. Exorcism up. And feels like Jakiro levels would be really helpful. Like that follow-up ice path after initiation is so key.
In fact, maxing Dual Breath was a little weird to me because Phantom Lancer can just doppel walk it off and not care about the OT or the slow. And yeah, the magic damage is really nice against Enchantress, but so is the crowd control.
And maybe their thought here is that they don't actually need to push that fast, I guess. They have some answers for PL in the late game, like Brewmaster getting towards the Radiance, I guess, but I'm still a little bit concerned about what happens once this PO really gets in towards those items.
Oh wow, he is going for a Radiance.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, it seems a bit like I would not be surprised if we see this item in his quick buy for like the next 15 minutes, is what I'm getting at, because they're not taking fights, so where is this Brewmaster going to make money? Is he going to take away jungle farm from his DK and DP? Because I don't think that's optimal. I think the carry heroes should be taking that, but then you gotta kill heroes, and that has not been happening.
Yeah. Maybe they're going to try and play around the Silver Edge, which is coming out from Palantimos, and then they actually do start taking fights. Actually, it looks like they want to go BKB first, so yeah, that says that they really do want to try and fight once that's online. Otherwise, it's pretty weird. But throw out track now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
He is a decent way towards the Spirit Vessel. Nobody else really responding to this yet, as it looks like the bounty.
Dire's
They're just gonna
bottom
let that tower fall.
has fallen.
Cores weren't there. Although DP did have a TP, and she does have Exorcism, so it was a little bit surprising, but Split was on cooldown for a few seconds, so perhaps without the Split. Now FlyToMoon have claimed a ton of map control right now. They have a handful of pretty decent wards inside the dire half of the map, and unfortunately they don't have the best heroes to take Roche with, otherwise then this would be an excellent time to do that.
Yeah. Iceberg still just scouting out all this area.
Oh, Courier? Aw.
Yeah. That would have been a good pickup, the Bloodstone.
Bloodstone first. Oh, no, second, after Yules. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Iceberg being needs to just be there. Well, Zayat's still going to scout this out. They pressure bottom, I guess, is the idea here.
Yeah, as 5, which they're doing.
They making sure that
Radiant's
they
bottom
don't
tower
see anybody
is under
setting up
attack.
for them in the bottom
Use
lane.
Dragon Form first, don't use Exorcism until
Radiant
enemy team
structures are
responds.
fortified.
Don't really have the best vision right now, but I guess that's what Zayat's job is.
Yeah. No Fear is behind him, though. And this is where things get a little bit sketchy. They need to get a Sentry Ward down because he is set up on him, and he sees pretty much everything going on right now. Although
I think he's
going
gonna
to
try to cancel
do it.
any
Dire's top
TPs
tower
if they
is
come
under
out.
attack.
Pressure continuing in the top lane.
Yeah, but Exorcism has not been spent, and you still have some time on Dragon Form, so Vega are pushing up. You need to
Still
return
set
to
up
your
for
base.
them. They have
Glyph
already
is
used
down.
Glyph as well. They're moving into position. Tree ends up revealing himself over there. They spot out that
Nice.
the tree's in the
Good
area. Now
split.
they have the dust. They're able to catch him. Overgrowth is not going to come out, so they take out the tree at the start of this. Valentimo's initiated upon by this PL, but they immediately get the Dispel Magic off and able to clear through all of those illusions. He's tracked. Does have Doppelganger still in a second if he wants to get out of there, but a long
Silence the
duration
PL.
stun, and well, good bit of damage there onto the Enchantress as well. They're able to force the buyback already. So with the tier 3
Time to
tower
move.
down, looks like they are going to retreat together as a unit. And Vega Squad can get a tier 3 tower for not a whole lot. In fact, they got the buyback even.
A disruptor buyback, not a core buyback, and so I don't know how much his costs. Actually, can we even see that? Yeah, okay, so his buyback was like 280 gold. So I think he's not okay with that, but he's not overwhelmingly disappointed. Yeah, that was a quick tier 3. Good staggering of ultimates by Vega Squadron, and FlyToMoon do not push nearly as fast. Even with their, Enchantress and high points and Fiery Solina, Exorcism will beat you every single time, and Exorcism will definitely shred through any living armor protection. So, free tier 3, and that means that you will eventually angle that into a lot of Roche control because they can take down the top shrine, assuming that FlyToMoon don't take it first.
They know that these ultimates are on cooldown. Thinking about heading over this direction, they are grouping together. Can they get there quickly enough? They have an inkling that this is going on. It looks like they might not. They spot that illusion and now maybe realizing that it's Roche going down a bit too late though. So FlyToMoon able to steal one away, and Vega now on the retreat. Need to get the heck out of here. Is FlyToMoon going to chase forward for it? They're able to find the glimpse. He has to get one track off first, but it's still going to be a kill on that bounty. FlyToMoon streaking back now, and Vega needing to come up with an answer. They do have Macro Pyre to try and hold.
Yules.
They have a secondary Yules coming in from Jakira if he wants to use it. There's the second
Yeah,
one,
but
and
she baited
Iceberg
it.
waits for it.
She baited it.
There's going to be the
Dire's
kill.
middle tower is under attack.
She did not go in. She didn't even go into the LSA animation. I think Jakiro was just panicking, but they successfully get 2 picks.
So this is going to be a creep cut now coming from Vega as Undershot tries to push out one lane. We'll see if Blizzy tries to catch this one too. It's a little bit harder. And, well, FlyToMoon.
Commentators needs his team here. And they should definitely challenge this. They have Exorcism, they have Split, they have Dragon Form. There's no reason to let this go.
Drop down a Sentry Ward as well. This is scouted within vision. They're able to find that Overgrowth. Still chasing forward. Out of mana right now. Palatimos pops his BKB, and there's going to be the Primal Split. It comes out. They lift up one. That's the Lina controlled. They drop the Static Storm only on this Bounty Hunter, and he's able to walk away from them for the moment. So he's going to keep on throwing out these tracks. It's on to 3 already. They take down the Bounty, but he's done his job. He's got the tracks out, although Silent is also doing his job and starting to bring through these guys. Palatimos very low, is gonna die. Iceberg also gonna fall. That's just the Aegis, and Silent slowly continuing to build through and take down these heroes. A great Ice Path and Macro Pyre, but I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough. Iceberg's Exorcism, or rather, excuse me, Iceberg is back up.
Radiant's top tower
They're
is
trying to
under
run forward for more. Slayer is also under fire here. They might need to buy back. They're losing all their heroes, and with
Yeah,
that,
but who buys
it's
back?
Barracks.
DK doesn't have Dragon Form, Brewmaster doesn't have Split.
Oh, it's a good play here, though. They're able to cut through these creep waves, so they won't have any to go for more, as Undershock was able to pull one through.
Uh-oh, Bounty Hunter gets identified, bumbles into a Sentry Ward.
And he is going to die there. So with backdoor protection off, they just take the melee. 5,000 net worth lead after all is said and done for
Dire's
FlyToMoon.
bottom shrine is under attack.
Yeah, a bit of a late reaction from Vega Squadron. With, like, the Death Prophet, I think, was probably shopping for a Blink Dagger or something. Or maybe just, like, waiting to get enough gold to complete it. Because it was just the DK basically solo initiating, and he got all of his mana burned by the Phantom Lancer and was buying time for the split and the exorcism. And once those two finally came in, then you saw how FlyToMoon were starting to have to move back, but problem is that Phantom Lancer wasn't really being mitigated. They were first going for the Enchantress, and then they proceeded to go for the Train Protector, and then they went for the Lina, and then they went for the Disruptor, and the Phantom Lancer was saved for last. And Phantom Lancer didn't have the Aegis, so if you kill him once, he's going to be out of the fight. Lina's the hero that did have the Aegis.
Well, and he is going to become increasingly more difficult to deal with. Going for the Scotty next, on top of the Manta, Diffusal, and the Hooded Defiance. Rarely seen, but pretty freaking cool, this build for him.
Yeah. That is weird. I don't know why. I guess maybe it gives your illusions more magic resistance to survive and dispel magic, but I don't think that's the case. Because there's not that much normal magic damage on the side of Vega Squadron. Just breathe fire, and that's really the only thing that Silent has to be concerned about. But I guess if it gives your illusions more magic resistance, then breathe fire won't kill them instantly, and I guess that's a good enough benefit.
Yeah, you need like Crypt Storm combo together with it. Macro Pyre down now, and they are trying to burn through this. There's the glimpse back in onto Slayer. Yule Scepter lifting him up. They have split available if they want to use it, but that's already a dead Jakiro. Be so careful here. If initiation coming in, they're able to find the stun. There's going to be the split now. On to Iceberg. He pops the BKB though, and now they don't have a great answer. The Static Storm is down on top of that DP. They aren't able to blow her up as of yet though. Rashok's still living, but they burn through the DK. Now they're trying to take down the DP. She did not stand a chance, and it might just be too much as Vega Squadron do not have an answer for this silent PL who is just tearing through them. Undershock likely to go down again. Not enough in the tank, and they are ripping through this team. I think Vega Squadron might be done right here. Honestly, Blizzy is going to fall here as well. They don't have split anymore. This could just be it.
Yeah. It's looking like it's it. Although Palantimos is out of mana, so Phantom Lancer does not do very much damage now, but this is a guaranteed bot entire Rax. Mid has already been half taken, and the creeps are finishing off the range Rax. Buyback from Brewmaster, but doesn't really have much to offer.
They're taking this down, and well, the stun is there onto the tree. Palantimos trying to land up, but it's just not enough. Enchantress does too much damage to him. Peel burn through all his mana. They can't play Dota right now. They take down the tree. But Zayed is going to fall as well. Slayer trying to stop this, but with too many heroes in their base, and this PL just getting too big, it might just be it. Iceberg, 17 Bloodstone charges in spite of dying a couple of times there. And still dreams of a Radiance for Blizzy that just does not look like it's going to happen.
No. I did tell you that it would be in quick buy for a while, though.
No. Also just got that level 20 talent for Lina, so the extra attacks from Fiery Soul. BKB pop, not able to find that initiation, and that is going to be the Brew falling. Everybody else running. They're taking down Zayat, pull him back in, take him back down, double kill for Iceberg, and GG is called. Again, Vega Squadron gonna drop to FlyToMoon. They still have potentially 2 more games to figure out an answer though.
Well, you need to figure out the answer in one more game, actually. But, yeah, it's went from bad to worse exceptionally quickly. And while I was giving credit to Iceberg for being the major playmaker for FlyToMoon in the majority of games, this time Silent and Non-Grata were definitely stepping up. And Silent was ignored is really the only way I can put it. No one really, aside from the laning phase, they weren't not really concerning themselves with this Phantom Lancer, and very cool build to go for the hood. I was definitely impressed. I have time and time again, like I was casting China earlier today, and I think China and CIS are the best at coming up with versatile item builds for heroes. They don't always go for the same cookie cutter thing every single time, and this was a very adaptive item build for them. And same thing for Lina. Like I said, that normally this is kind of a Shadow Blade game, but not this game because of Bounty Hunter, and Yule's into Bloodstone and then into a physical damage build worked out very well for Iceberg. So well played to FlyToMoon.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to be back in a little bit, ladies and gents. Vega Squadron needing an answer in game number 2 of our second series of the day. Of course, the final one is going to be taking place following this. It is going to be Team Spirit versus Gambit, but still a little bit of Dota left to play, potentially a lot of Dota left to play. Stay tuned, everybody. More to come from the MDL Qualifier CIS region in just a few.